I awoke on a cold metal table. My arms were tied down and my legs were forced open. My head spun from whatever drugs they had shot me up with. "She has several broken ribs and severe internal bleeding. What happened to her?" I heard a kind woman's voice ask. Was I in a hospital? I struggled to remember what happened, then it hit me. I saw flashes of T-Mac punching me hard in my stomach, then kicking me when I fell to the ground. "My baby," I groaned. "The bitch wakes," T-Mac said. The woman was dressed in a long white lab coat. I figured she was a doctor, one who was clearly not in her regular office. Was she on T-Mac's payroll? The woman shot T-Mac a dirty look but said nothing. I could tell she was afraid. She rubbed my cheek, trying to reassure me. I was in so much pain. My gut felt like it was broken into a million pieces. I knew some of my ribs had to be cracked or broken. "Are you gonna fuck her or take this baby out?" T-Mac asked. He was impatient and disgusted with the woman's display of affection. "She is my patient, and I need to make sure she is okay, and if this is what she wants to do," the woman shot back. T-Mac moved with a speed that I did not think was possible for such a big man. He backhanded the woman so hard, she laid sprawled on the floor. He pulled out a gun and pointed it at her. "I don't pay you to care, I pay you to do as you're told. Get it done, or I'll find an abortionist who will," T-Mac responded. His voice was cold and emotionless. The woman rubbed her swollen cheek. She was a white woman. She was not pretty, nor was she ugly. She had to be in her mid to late 30s. She was thin and had the look of a woman who used drugs. I was used to being around drug addicts, so I could tell by the way they twitched and the scabs on their skin. Sadly, even by their smell. Drug addicts have a weird smell about them that is hard to explain. Her being a doctor, who was also an addict, would explain why she was associated with a man like T-Mac. She patched up and killed the babies of his girls, and he kept her addiction well fed. T-Mac took a needle out of his pocket and placed it on the table before me. "This is for you. Let's calm down and get this done, okay?" T-Mac said. He took a deep breath and watched as the doctor got off the floor and hurriedly put the needle in her pocket. T-Mac pulled out another needle and shot what was in it into my IV. The woman looked at the liquid in the needle longingly. I guess that's why he did it, because he could not trust her to drug me. The woman rubbed her cheek and put on some gloves. "You did a lot of internal damage. She won't be able to have any more children and won't be able to have sex for several months," the doctor said. T-Mac smiled. "A bitch that can't get pregnant's a perfect bitch. Most people pay for head anyway," T-Mac said. I knew it would not take me that long to heal up down there, but silently thanked the doctor for her kindness and for buying me some more time. The crack he gave me started to kick in. My eyes rolled back in my head. "You're not going to want to be sober for this," the doctor said. She walked between my legs. She had some metal instrument in her hands. I couldn't see it, but I felt something cold go inside me. Pain shot through my body. I screamed. "Can you shut the bitch up?" T-Mac said. The doctor frowned and shook her head. "Give her this mercy. Let her scream," the doctor said. She locked eyes with T-Mac. He held her gaze for a moment, then nodded. He left the room. The doctor stared at me a moment. I could see the sympathy in her brown eyes. She continued with the cold metal instrument. I screamed again. I was high, but I could still feel the pain. I could not stop thinking that my baby was dead. Yes, it was the product of rape. It would be my child and my sibling. It would be a child born of incest. But it was still my child. It was still life growing in my womb. No matter if you hated and loathed the child, you could not help but love it as well. It was a part of you. Hating the child that grew in you was essentially hating yourself. My scream was not only from the physical pain, but of my breaking heart, of my soul weeping for another soul that did not get the chance to be born. The doctor worked diligently and quickly. I was thankful for the chance to scream and her kindness. She was brave to face T-Mac and not back down. I respected her for that. I wish I had her strength. But as strong as she may be, she was still at the beck and whim of T-Mac. She may not fear T-Mac, but she was a slave to her addiction. Why else would she be performing illegal abortions and God knows what else for drugs? I heard the doctor sigh sadly and shake her head. I looked at her, my eyes loudly asking, "What's wrong?" The doctor looked at me a moment, wondering if she should tell me or not. She sighed again. "Would you like to know the sex of your baby?" the doctor asked. I did not answer right away. I was not sure if I truly did want to know. How would that information benefit me? I could not help the tears that fell down my brown, swollen cheeks. I nodded through my pain. I would give it a name. Everyone deserves a name. No one should pass from this world without a name, so that someone who loved them can mourn for them or pray for them. If there was even a God to pray to. I remembered going to church once. The pastor was talking about the suffering of Jesus and all the prophets and people that God loved. He said, to be loved by God is to suffer. If that was truly the case, then I did not want to be loved by God. God could keep his love and his suffering. It was a girl. Maybe it's for the best. This world is no place for girls, the doctor said. I saw tears run down her cheeks. She wiped them away, and a bit of my blood smeared her cheek just under her eye. She cursed and took off her gloves. She washed her hands and face in the sink. I could see her shoulders heave as she sobbed into her hands. I cried, but not nearly as much or as hard as I thought I would. The doctor was right. Maybe this was for the best. There is no place safe in this world for a girl. No place safe in a world full of men for the innocence of a girl to remain intact. They lied to us in media and cartoons. Men don't want to slay the dragon or bring you flowers. Men don't put their jackets over a puddle. Men just want to take and rape. I was not even safe with my father. The one man on this planet that I could be safe with. The one man who was supposed to protect me from the other bad men in the world. Even he took and raped me. For the first time in my young life, I hated my father. I hated him for raping me. I blamed him for my mother kicking me out. I hated my mother for her jealousy and choosing my father over me, her child, her baby. I hated everyone. Now the one thing that I wanted to live for is gone. I decided that I would take my own life as soon as I was able. But I had to give my daughter a name first, so I could call out to her in the afterlife. I wondered if she would recognize my voice, if she would know who I was. I decided to name her Mercy. No one would know the name but me and her. I named her Mercy because God showed her mercy by not letting her be born a girl into this world that does everything it can to destroy them. I know the dark place you're at. I've been there. I've been on this very table myself. I was too coward to take my life, but if you want some help, I can give you something that you can take to end the pain, the doctor said. I stared at her for a long moment. Could I really do it? Could I take my life like I wanted? I'm sure the doctor truly wanted to take hers, but when the moment came, her body refused to let her go. Her survival instincts kicked in, and here she is, a drug-addicted doctor who is more dead inside than she is alive. Did I want to be like her? She's a zombie just going through the motions of life. She fed herself a continuous dose of crack in order for her to deal with the life that she is forced to be in. I nodded. She gave me a small capsule. Keep this hidden from T-Mac. I made this myself, and it has helped many girls in your position. Girls who were a lot stronger and braver than me, the doctor said. She locked eyes with me for a moment, then patted my hand. I smiled weakly at her and nodded. Don't let T-Mac see that. the doctor reiterated. I nodded again. When she was finished cleaning me up, she banged on the door and T-Mac came back in. She nodded at him. T-Mac smiled and handed her an envelope that looked to be filled with money. He then handed her some small baggies that I assume had drugs in them. He waved his hand and one of his men came in. He picked me up like I was a child and carried me to his car. He laid me down in the back seat. When he got in the car, it was silent for a moment. He sighed deeply. "Give me that blue pill," T-Mac said. He put his hand out to me, palm up. He turned around to face me when I did not respond. "If I have to ask you again, I'll shoot you and dump your body in a ditch," T-Mac said. I swallowed hard and took the blue capsule out of my pocket and handed it to him. I cried as I did. I was not sure if I would be strong enough to be able to take that pill, but I wanted the opportunity to find out. T-Mac took that from me like he had everything else that mattered in my life. I laid back in his car as he drove off. I did not know where I was going. All I knew was that it would be better for me if I just went along with whatever he had planned.